Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm doing a furniture makeover, so I was really excited for this. Here is a before clip of the desk, and child, it had me like, yes. And so there are some lovely scratches and artwork and different things. I mean, it's just a hot mess, but I'm excited for what's gonna come of this. And if you want to see how I give this desk a lovely makeover, keep watching and enjoy. So the first thing I did was I tried to buff out those scratches. I believe that I'm using a 120 grit sanding block, and it still didn't quite get the job done, but we're gonna keep going and I'll show you guys how I worked it out. So the next thing I did was I took out this, I don't know what that is. I took it out and I filled the holes with wood filler. So don't just disregard my little fork. I couldn't find my spackle knife, and after just like a couple of seconds I realized it wasn't working and it wasn't worth it, so I just used my finger instead, and it got the job done. So use your finger. So next, I went ahead and removed the hardware. So I will say I did find some really stubborn cobwebs and a dead roach. So I had to leave that drawer alone, and I just continued with the others. And then I just suctioned out the dead insects. So I went ahead and just decided to go ahead and suction out all of the drawers. And from there, I got this really cool product called Edge Mate. So I think I just found this when I was doing some research on YouTube, or I don't know, I can't remember how it came about, but I love this thing. So this is the before, and as you can see, it was in pretty rough shape. So what you do is you take this, it's like a little strip of vinyl, and you just iron it on. And when I tell you, like, once this thing is on there, there's no turning back, so don't mess up. All right, good luck. So what I didn't show you is I actually put some wood filler in these little scratches here, and then I sprayed them with the spray primer that I had left over from my last project, and it didn't quite get the job done. So I went to an old school brush and can of paint. It's actually primer paint, but I used that instead, and I also used it on the Sharpie down below. I will say it didn't work as good as I thought it would down there, but it definitely covered the artwork on the top of the desk. So off camera, I did go ahead and wipe off my desk with this TSP in hot water. So this is the product that I talked about in my last video. I went ahead and invested in it just so that I could do things appropriately. And after that, you guys, the fun part. Actually, this wasn't very fun for me. I was having some real issues with my sprayer. So this is the first day, and I went ahead and sprayed the top white. I think I'll show you guys what the paint is that I'm using, but I sprayed it and the overspray went everywhere. So the next day I came outside and I thought I would have better results, and I did, but that's because I actually deep cleaned, or so I thought. I deep cleaned my paint sprayer. So I'm going along the sides with the paint called Age Gray. It's a chalk paint, and I believe it's by Annie Salone. I will show that as well. And I just sprayed the bottom half of the desk. Now I don't have all of the fancy products and stuff, so I just used some Dollar Tree bags to kind of tape the inside of the drawers. I didn't want the spray going everywhere. But I will say there is a thing called, I believe it's called Easy Mask, and if you can afford it, by all means get it, because it is an investment worth making. So I'm gonna try to save up for that eventually. I sound real broke, right? Because that's like a $12 product, but I'm gonna get it. And it's called Easy Mask, and it just works for drawers, so you don't have to go through the process that I went through. But I am gonna share some little tips and tricks for you guys concerning, one, how to paint your drawers if you don't have Easy Mask, and two, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the paint sprayer troubleshooting that I had to learn, because my paint sprayer, I've had it for about a year, and I've never really known that you could clean out the tube on the inside the way that you could, and I'll show it to you guys what I'm talking about. But I was having some real difficulties. So nonetheless, here's what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm just using a paper bag, and I'm covering the drawer, and I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna do each drawer one at a time. So I know that's a lot, but that's what I had to do, and it was a lot of work. I also tried using Dollar Tree bags, and I cut a hole in the bottom of them, and I tried that. I tried a whole bunch of things. So just kind of look and see what I'm doing here, but if you can, just avoid all of this and buy the Easy Mask. Okay, so this is the perfect time to talk about the troubleshooting. So I had to go, like, I went to go get the owner's manual. I went to go rinse off stuff. I went to YouTube, and of course, YouTube always gets the job done. So I found out by this point, there's something called, I believe it's called like the pickup tube. You can pull this thing out, and there should be a little hole like the size of the width of a thumbtack and you should be able to like poke either a thumbtack or a paper clip or something in that hole to unclog any dried paint. And when I tell you, I have used my sprayer about a dozen times, and I never knew about this. So you could imagine there was no paint going through the airflow. So it took me up until the last drawer when my paint sprayer wanted to start acting up, and I lost about an hour worth of time, an hour and a half maybe, trying to figure this out. So I just wanted to give you guys that tip in case you have, you know, struggles like I had, because that was terrible, and I don't want you to experience that. So now you know. So real quick, I wanted to show you all the hardware in its before state, and this is the after, and I just achieved this look by using sandpaper. Okay, and the very last step was to apply a top coat, which I did off camera. And you guys, I just wanted to remind you guys real quick again what it looked like in the beginning. So there's the before, and dun, da, da, da. Here's the after. So I was really impressed. I was super excited. I will say it wasn't fun and giggles the whole way through. I experienced some hurdles. I had a headache, not literally, but it was just a lot of work. And I will say I learned so much new information that's going to prepare me for my next flips, and I'm excited. So with that being said, join me on this new business venture. Follow me and support me on my Instagram page, which I'll link to below, and continue to watch. With that being said, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.